for Randy Moss in the end zone. This is unbelievable.
Pippen down to Jordan. Look out, running. Oh my goodness. You talk about a hammer. Michael Jordan with 22 points.
Unbelievable.
Scores! Matthew Tkachuk! What a goal! And did he go between his legs on that goal?
Yes, he did. Absolutely, he did.
That is nuts, Kelly.
That is absolutely nuts.
All right. What is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Because as it turns out, when you don't make videos for like a really long time, the algorithm just totally forgets about you. So please, do me a favor. Scroll down there just a little bit to the left. Smash that like button for me. That would really help me out. Let the algorithm know that, hey, I'm back. And while you're down there, maybe just scroll just a little bit to the right where that red bar is with the words subscribe. Yeah, that's the one. Thank you. Whether you're a sports fan or not, having a stadium and/or arena is a great addition to any city. Yeah, but Race, look at them. They're huge. Look at all those seats, man. There's like 1 million of them. But that's okay. I'm here to help. Oops. Not gonna lie, they are definitely huge, and they will take time to build. But they're really not as hard as you might think. And in this video, we're gonna be focusing on just the seating part, and I'm gonna show you how to do 2 types. Basically, I'm gonna be showing you 2 types because I think there's really only 2 types. Baseball field is really the only one that has a radical difference in shape versus, say, like American football or soccer and football stadiums, even basketball and hockey. They're all a rectangle shape, where a baseball stadium is totally different than a rectangle shape. So basically, what I'm trying to say in summary with way too many words is a baseball field is a diamond, I guess, or a square. Mostly a diamond and a circle. So these are the 2 major types I'll be showing you in this video. All right, let's start with the easy one, the rectangle, because it's easy. So these blue rectangles shown here are dead simple. There's like no effort required to build these. So we're just going to kind of skip over these for now and get back to them. What we're after are these 4 corners here shown in red. We'll call these our pie cuts. We only actually have to build one of these pie cut corners, because since this build is going to be completely symmetrical, we can use the same corner for each of the other 3 and copy, rotate, paste, and then we get a full build. Good to go. We need to figure out a layout before we start making circles. This is what I came up with. It's just a simple 4-1, 4-1, 4-1, 4-1 all the way up. There are a total of 10 rows of seats, and this design provides a nice balance between the 2 factors that you need to keep in mind. What are those 2 factors? Factor number 1, these walk-through tunnels. You want to have that angle so it you're able to fit it in there and it doesn't look kind of goofy. Factor number 2, when you're sitting at the very top row of the back seats, you want to be able to see the entire playing surface. Imagine this space here you cannot see through, that's a press box. So from this line down is all that you can see, and we can see everything, so we're perfect. 10 rows up at the angle that we're at, it worked out perfect. And as it turns out, using a hockey rink to create these corner things is perfect because it already has a curve to start with. Good job, hockey. I am now going to calculate the radius of a circle using a square because it's Minecraft. But first, we need to find the center of our circle. So with this hockey rink, it's very easy. Measure from here, find the center point, boom, there's the center of our circle. But we need to know the distance between that point over there and that point over there to know what the actual radius is. And since Litematica does the work for us, see down here in the bottom left corner, the dimensions, 55 is going to be our dimension. Okay, well that's all fine and good, but Race, I don't have any of this built. I don't have any reference points to measure from or anything like that. Not a problem. I'm here to help. First things first, you will need to design the playing surface. Pro tip, go to the respective league official website like NHL, NBA, MLB, MLS, search up dimensions. You can whip one of these up in no time. Next step is to decide how far away your first row of seats are going to be from your playing field or surface. rink. This. Different sports have different distances. Hockey, generally right up against the glass, right up against the surface, so you're right there in the action. Basketball, probably start here in the second row. Like football, soccer, maybe on the third row. Just do a quick Google search on stadiums. You'll figure out that no problem. Then we're going to set an anchor point with our seating. So take your layout, put out a row as far back as you've decided, and then mirror that over onto this side. Take a count from this point to here, and then from here to the first seating, and match that over on this side. And now you can measure out here to get your center point for your circle. Then it's just a matter of taking this point here, extending it out, taking that point over there, extending it out, taking your count, and that will be the radius for our first circle. Now we should be looking a little something like this. We have the edge of our playing surface. We have our seating layouts placed where we want them. I just use some arbitrary numbers. Use whatever you like. 7 blocks in from the corner, 11 blocks out from the edge. We've got our count blocks back there to complete the square to get a radius of our circle. We've got our center block. We're almost ready to make circles. Just a few more preparations and we'll be ready to go. Number one, since our layout here and here is our pattern, it will get destroyed as we make our circles coming down here. So, got some reference blocks under there just so we don't lose our place. And we're going to extend these out a little bit just so we don't lose the actual placement of these either. And also, you might remember at the beginning, I said the blue parts of our diagram there were dead simple and require next to little effort or next to no effort. This is where that comes in. So I just selected this whole thing. We're just going to stack it out by 10 and be done for now. Stack 10. Do the same thing on the other side. Now we need to get our Y count for this level here. So we're standing on -41. Let's go back to our center block and we're going to stack up all the way to -41. We're at -41, but we don't actually want the block we're standing in. We want the block we're standing on. So one level lower. Now we know our count is 68. Again, those are just arbitrary numbers used for demonstration in this video. Your count may be different, so keep that in mind. Don't expect everything to be the same here. Ready to make circles. H-sill, white concrete. What was our count? 68. And we're going to go boom. All right, let's check it out. Make sure we did it right. Right on the money there. We got a nice smooth curve. We're on the same level. We nailed it. Now we just need to complete our layout and then go back and do the seats for the next round. So 1, 2, 3, 4 at the same Y level. So we're going to go back to our perch, plop down, and I use the chat to kind of keep track of everything because this does take a lot of concentration, a lot of thinking, and yes, you are going to mess up, guaranteed. You're going to have to redo things a few times. It's just the nature of the beast, but if you take your time, you won't have to do that many redos. So we needed 4 blocks. So all I do is reduce. I'm at the same Y level, just reduce the diameter of the circle by 1 each time, matching our pattern. With that completed, we're off to a good start. We nailed it. Now, you're going to notice you're going to have some empty blank spots all throughout here. That's because every time we reduce the diameter of the circle or the radius, it's going to create these. The blocks are not going to line up perfectly, so you just got to go in by hand and just fill in the blanks. No big deal. So now we've got that done. We want to create our seats. So we go back to our perch. Now our seats are 2 up. So we want to go 1, 2 on our perch. And now we'll do another circle to create our seating. And that's going to be an H-sill again. Be not gray concrete, gray wool this time. That's what I'm using for the seats here. Use whatever you want. Well, before we can make the circle for the seats, we need to know where the seats are going to go. So our largest diameter was 68. So that's 68, 67, 66 is our number. We are stacked 2 up on our perch. So we're on the right Y level. So now we're going to do our H-sill. We're going to use gray wool because that's what the seats are. You can use whatever you want. And our number was 66. Got that one in. Now we're going to go down one block on the same diameter, 66. Now we've got one more to make, and that is going to be on the same Y. But did I do that right? I did it right. Never mind. Edit that part out. Okay. We're on the same Y. We have to reduce our diameter by 165, and we nailed it. Third try. No problem. Now again, you're going to have some blank spots in the seating part with the wool as well. So just go in, fill in the blanks. I tend to do it on each row just so it's not so daunting to do all of it all at once. So just kind of do it periodically in between your rows. Now we just need to follow our pattern all the way down and we're good. So after we've gone down our stack and completed all our circles, you're going to have something that looks like this. And I've highlighted, let's get the pointer back. I've highlighted where our original layout was. And also in retrospect, placing the reference blocks in front, not necessarily under, would have been a better idea. Easier to find. So now that's all that's left is to schematic our corner, delete what we don't need, copy, rotate, paste 3 more times, and we've got a complete stadium seating arrangement. The upper deck levels, the procedure is exactly the same, with the same factors to keep in mind as I had mentioned earlier. The walk-through tunnels and your overhang distance for visibility from the uppermost seat. And in this one, it's really good. You can see everything. You're missing just a little bit on the edge here. Oop. A little bit on the edge, but otherwise that is pretty spot on. We're also going to have to redesign our layouts and change the angle for our next level. This one, very similar to that one. However, it's 4 blocks by 4 blocks. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. And it goes 8 seats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, 8. And I have a separator here, which is that white wall right there. So it kind of separates the two. It makes 2 levels out of 1, so to speak. And then this is the layout for the 3rd level upper deck. And it is a 4 by 3 by 4 by 3 by 4 by 3. And this one has 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 levels of seats. And that seems to work out pretty perfect. The only thing for, I believe, the middle section here at the ends, the uppermost seat will have to be deleted because you really can't, you can only see like half the rink on that. So just from like maybe halfway through each corner, the top row of seats for this level here, the mid level would have to be deleted or not, whatever. So that is how I designed the seating for a rectangle shaped playing surface. Now, in the beginning, I talked about baseball stadium. I grossly underestimated the complexity of a baseball stadium compared to simple pie cuts like this for a rectangle field. So the baseball stadium seating will be coming out in a part 2 video right after this one. Thank you so much for watching. I'm out of here. See ya. Whoa, 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 whoa. Where are you going? I got awesome over here on the left. I got more awesome over here on the right. And for all the awesome, click that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. See you next time.